More than 400 illegal aliens were arrested in the Houston area by ICE agents this week, making good on Donald Trump's pledge to target individuals with serious criminal histories. This is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
We've hit the middle of the week. Thanks for spending part of your Wednesday with the Texas Minute. A case before the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals is considering what should happen when a drug dog sticks his nose inside your car's window. More on that coming up. A parent-backed plan to keep children from accessing adult content in public libraries passed the Texas House with bipartisan support this week, but time's running out for senators to now approve this priority of the Republican Party of Texas. The legislation requires municipal public libraries to move sexually explicit content out of sections for minors and verify that only adults can check out the materials. Librarians will be required to conduct annual reviews of all new materials added to sections for minors, as well as review specific materials upon request. Public libraries that fail to comply would be ineligible for state library grants and could face penalties of up to $10,000 per violation under the prosecution of the Attorney General. As the Texas House races towards its Thursday night deadline to pass House bills, lawmakers are now confronted with a predictably massive backlog, one largely of their own making. With a calendar now packed with more than 400 pieces of legislation, the odds are high that many measures, including key conservative priorities, won't make it across the finish line. The logjam follows months of slow movement in the House. Despite convening on January 14th, the House didn't pass its first piece of legislation until April 1st. Even then, that day's calendar consisted of only 4 bills and 2 resolutions, none of which were considered major legislation. In contrast, the Senate passed its first bill, a school choice measure that was later signed by Governor Greg Abbott into law. They passed that back on February 5th. Early in the session, the House took frequent long weekends and delayed committee activity, a pace that's come back to haunt the chamber as the deadlines now loom. Now, Democrats have begun using a delaying tactic known as chubbing. That's a process whereby lawmakers intentionally prolong debate or discussion on legislation to further slow the process and prevent other bills from being considered before the Thursday deadline. More than 400 illegal aliens were arrested this week in the Houston area by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents as part of a targeted enforcement operation aimed at aliens with serious criminal histories. As you might know, the Trump administration has prioritized the removal of illegal aliens with serious criminal backgrounds. Of the 422 individuals taken into custody, ICE reported that 262 have prior criminal convictions and another 126 face other immigration violations. Those convictions include murder and arson. These were bad dudes. Earlier this year, a similar operation in Houston led to 646 arrests, including 543 illegals with criminal convictions and 7 known gang members. It's worth noting that Houston has one of the largest illegal alien populations in the United States, estimated at over 500,000 people. The Texas Minute will be right back.
The Luke Macias Show is your access to what happens behind closed doors in Texas politics. Listen weekly to me, your host, Luke Macias, as I break down what is actually happening in conservative politics in the Lone Star State, a state that we all love and cherish. Listen weekly wherever you listen to podcasts. This show is a product of Texas Scorecard.
So what happens when a police dog sticks its head through an open car window? That issue's been elevated to Texas's highest court for criminal cases as a constitutional rights issue. The state argues a police dog can sniff inside a vehicle during an exterior search, while the defense in the case calls it a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Of course, that's what protects Americans from unreasonable searches and seizures. James Varnell Organ was arrested in Waller County a while back after Jax, a narcotics detection dog, jumped up on the man's vehicle, stuck his nose through an open window, and then alerted officers to the presence of drugs. Organ was indeed found to be in illegal possession of a Schedule I controlled substance. Only an exterior search of a vehicle is permitted without a warrant, consent, or probable cause. So Organ's defense counsel has argued that since Jax had not alerted the presence of contraband before entering his nose through the window, the search was unconstitutional. The prosecution, though, argues that because Jax didn't touch the interior when he poked his nose through the window, there was no trespass. The trial and appeals courts ruled for Organ. Regardless of how the Court of Criminal Appeals rules, there will be an impact for how Texans and police interact during traffic stops. You can find details on all of the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was based on the original reporting of Aaron Anderson, Brandon Waltons, Joseph Trimmer, and Travis Morgan. Our producer is Nick Shepard. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.